Sentimental video for Quasidb service the 20th of April. If it's the first time you've seen the videos, what you'll see here is like a histogram. On the left hand side here are your orders, so your stops basically. So you're looking for things that are sticking out. See there's one that's sticking out there, and that's why that pertains to this. It's not that well traded, the Aussie yen, so that's why you don't see huge spikes. But just to, and also these are the current positions. So where there's an interchange of people profiting, that's going to be a resistance because normally people don't profit when they trade forex. So we can think of that as a resistance where there are now people trapped. You see, now they've gone long and then they're now trapped because that's that level there. If that makes sense, and that coincides roughly with the dotted line, which is the halfway point between monthly pivot and MR1. So if we were to scroll out, there's your monthly pivot. So anything above it's bullish technically, and that's going to be your resistance. This is the halfway point between the two values, and there's just so happens that there's resistance there because people are now trapped. Keep an eye on the sentiment. That's your static, and this is your dynamic. So ideally, we'd want this to be below pivot, and so next month's going to be a lot easier. This blue line is, think of it like a VWAP, but it's the medium volume positions. So you'd want it below in order to be a sell. It's just a way of looking at median volume, really. So it's quite good. And don't forget that too. So that's the Aussie yen, Aussie dollar. Don't forget the diagonals as well. Actually above, but it looks like we might be testing that. There's your level of interest, where there's that interchange of people now trapped. There's your stop loss clusters, which you'll see in your spreadsheet. It's currently a buy. Have a look on the dynamics. So when these tick up, it's a sell. If they come down, it's a buy. Keep an eye on that. You should be able to see that on your own chart. There's like a left shoulder there, and then that would be a good break, especially if we go below the MVP, which is the median volume point. Think of that as your resistance too, 6375. Euro Oz, strong resistance, hit it a few times, and we're below the support. There's your levels of interest. As if there's anything sticking out, like there's a huge SLC there. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down and gets that, and that would be really horrible for these guys, but that's Forex for you. So down, up, and then potentially break below the median volume point. Euro dollar, likewise, there's your level 1087 below the MVP, currently a sell, and it's sideways on the dynamic. And we've got a trend line break there. So that's that. Do cable, currently a buy, below this resistance, level of interest. That's your another level of interest is 174.71. Okay, so you could use these for your entries because we know that there's people trapped, and you know what the market's like. They're now gonna punish these guys. Keep an eye on that though. Still a buy. Kiwi above, and above the technical, the monthly pivot. You didn't see the monthly pivots for these, but there it is for cable, and there it is for the Euro USD. Okay, Kiwi, yep, so that's that. It's currently a sell. Spike ups would be bearish. So yeah, keep an eye on these levels, and that's another level of interest there, 60, 61. Okay. So these are quite good. Having your current positions and knowing how the retail logic works, it can be you can use it for your gain and for that knowledge. So they see there's a spike here for the Euro yen, and there's a spike here, and this is why you'd want to look at your spreadsheet to get those values below the resistance, below the MVP. These are current positions. So 117.11. Pound yen, There we go. Am I showing you the monthly pivot? There it is. Yeah, so there's euro yens. So bearish below, bearish sentiment. Try and get the things to agree. Okay, oops. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. There you go. Where's the monthly pivot here? Okay, so we're above and we're below that one. So there's people selling it and they're trapped, so that could be a good level. 134.21. So that's a level of interest today if you're trading. Currently a sell, but technically bullish because we're above monthly pivot. And again, check the dynamic. If they're pointing up, it's going to be a sell. If it's coming down, it's a buy. If they're going sideways in this grey band, avoid it. Dollar yen, likewise, if it comes up, it's a sell. We've got this strong resistance. Currently a sell. Have a look at any spikes. Where are the spikes? Right, so there's one on the monthly pivot there, and the one above, there's the spike there. For level of interest, 107.69. So, and we've got dollar CAD, strong, buy. They're going long, which is a bearish indication, but they haven't crossed over the 50% line, as you can see. So according to all the brokers, apart from Forex Factory and I don't know who SSI are. Okay, new one. They're all a buy, so that's strange. SSI, I have to check that. Yeah, there's your spike. There's your spike there. See how it's put its head over the parapet, so it's like saying, "Here, look, this is where our stops are." So just below that low, so they would have entered and had their stop just below that low, I'd imagine. But it's currently a buy, as you can see. Dollar Swiss above, just about. There's your level of interest, 96.81. Currently a sell. They're dipping down, which is a buy. Scroll out a bit, and there's your monthly pivot. So that's a technically bullish, but sentimentally bearish. But keep an eye on the movement across time. This is why the bubbles are really good. See what the USD bubble does. If it comes down bottom left, and the Swiss franc goes into mix, that's going to be a good indication for price to rise, especially if the Swiss franc goes north. And we've got that break, don't forget. So that's that. It's a quick one on oil. Lots of people went long today, even though it's fundamentally a sell and sentimentally a huge sell. So we're not going to touch this one at the moment. We're not going to go long, not at the moment anyway, until things align. Probably wait for this stochastic to come up again and then to come down, and then eventually it will be a buy. But these guys need to be rinsed and flushed out. We've got gold. This is MR1. There's your MVP. There's SLC, and it's currently a buy. But we know that there are people making profit, so because that's unusual, 1673 would be the area of interest there. And that's it. So just a quick one. Could be a quiet afternoon, so spend the time getting used to FXCM Trading Station and the pivot panel software. Try and use the two together. It might mean you need two monitors, and also use them in conjunction with the bubbles as well. That's what I've been doing, so it's been quite good. And have a good day, and I'll speak to you later.